here today with Tommy Thayer of KISS in Greensboro.
Greensboro?
Yeah.
Is that where we are?
Can you believe how cold it is?
I can't. You know, it's actually snowing out there right now.
You guys were up in New York, though, weren't you?
We were just up in New York for about a week, and it's been cold up there. And Buffalo was pouring. I mean, it was just really coming down. The snow was, but I didn't realize that it actually snows here in the Carolinas.
Yeah, you know what? I was actually kind of excited. I wish it was a little. If it's going to get 27 degrees, and if it's going to be this cold, it might as well snow. It might as well stick.
I agree.
We can have one good snow.
Even though that kind of ruins the golf for a while.
Yeah, there's and then when it gets summertime, it gets about 95, 105 degrees here. It's unbearable.
I can't handle the humidity though.
So Tommy and I are friends. Mutual friend Dan Dutton, great guy. We'd met a while ago and have played some golf together. It's always been fun. But you know what? Today, I know you've done a million interviews, and it's always been about guitars, and it's been about KISS, which is awesome. But we're gonna talk a little golf.
Well, it's funny. Right before we started, Victor says, "When's the last time you played?" And I said, "What, guitar or golf?"
Exactly.
So I think we're talking about golf today.
So originally from Oregon, right? From Portland?
Yeah. I grew up in Portland, Oregon. I was born in Portland, and actually grew up in Beaverton, which is in the suburbs of Portland. It's where Nike World headquarters are. And was there growing up. Went through high school and playing in rock bands and things, garage bands, and eventually moved to LA with a band called Black and Blue that we started with some friends in Portland. But we moved to LA in about 1983, so that was quite a long time ago. But we had some success pretty much right away with Black and Blue. Got signed to Geffen Records, which is a big label, and so things took off. And I've been a professional musician now for 35, 40 years, believe it or not.
Awesome career.
Yeah.
And when did you finally join KISS? What was it, 2002?
Yeah, I've been in KISS now as the lead guitarist for about 18 years.
Man, what a run, huh?
Oh, it's just
and the run continues.
It's incredible. Right now we're on the KISS End of the Road World Tour, which is legitimately the last tour for KISS. But the tour is lasting 2.5 years, and we're about a little over a year into it right now. So we got another 1.5 years to go on this tour, and it's going around the world. And it's just a great experience to do that and play in front of some of the biggest crowds. Rock and roll bands get to play in front of, and being an iconic band like KISS is a special thing. So.
Sure.
The other cool thing about traveling so much around the world is we do get to hit great golf courses along the way and get special kind of treatment in that respect. So we're lucky in that regard too.
So speaking of that, I know you've had the opportunity to play a lot of golf courses. Maybe not. I don't know. Maybe you're always on the road, and it's But what do you think? What's the best course you've ever played? Would you say?
Oh, a few favorites. I'm more into the classic kind of old school golf courses. So. You talk about East Lake in Atlanta. That's one of my favorites because that's where Bobby Jones lived to play golf. Of course, Augusta National is a.
Have you played? You played Augusta?
I played Augusta National. That's the Mecca.
Yep.
And had a great experience there too. Doc McGee, our manager, and we got there the night before, and we had dinner at the members' dining room with all the green jackets, and it was just quite an experience. And we stayed in the Butler cabin. I don't know if people realize it, but down there where Jim Nantz does the green jacket ceremony in front of the fireplace, it's actually a couple suites down there right off that main room, and that's where Doc and I stayed in those suites down there.
Yeah, they call it the crow's nest or something like that.
Well, that's up above, but this the Butler cabin, actually the fireplace, that whole thing is kind of downstairs actually. And a funny little story. So we were there. We had a great dinner, some drinks at Augusta National that night, and we got back, and it was just Doc and I. We went to our suites, and I thought, oh shit, I forgot to turn the lights off out there. So I walk out there by the fireplace in my tighty whitey underwear, just walking around. I think if they could only see me now turning the lights off on CBS Sports. So that was a funny experience. But anyway, it was just great being there. We played the par 3 course and then played the main course. So,
oh man, I bet that par 3 is awesome.
Yeah, it was just phenomenal. And just like I said, just the experience of being there with really truly being one of the most iconic or famous golf courses in the world. It's truly a great experience.
So how did you get into playing golf? Did your
I started playing golf when I was probably 12 or 13. My dad, who wasn't really much of a golfer, he played a little bit, and he took me out once or twice in the Portland area and taught me kind of what he knew, which wasn't a lot. So I didn't really get any kind of formal, lessons or anything to begin with. So of course I instilled a lot of bad habits in my swing, just like everybody does. But so I started playing in Portland. This is back, like I said, when I was probably 12 or 13 years old. But I didn't play a lot, and I didn't ever get into a groove where I was playing all the time. So it's always been kind of sporadic for me, and it's always a little frustrating because I want to play better, and I know I could. Definitely, because I think I got really good fundamentals, but I just need to play more. And that's
you do.
And we played Southern Highlands in Las Vegas, and enjoyed a nice bottle of Rombauer, couple bottles of Rombauer Cabernet after the round.
3.
Yeah,
might have been 3.
And Dan Dutton wasn't even there, and we were honoring Dan.
No, we were drinking on Dan. I know you're probably watching. We were drinking on your tab. Oh well.
Thanks, Dan.
Yeah, thanks, Dan. We owe you one.
By the way, everybody, Dan Dutton is on the board of directors at Rombauer Winery. So.
Yep. Little plug for Rombauer.
Yeah, great wine.
It is a great wine. It's one of the best, actually. Did you bring some Rombauer, actually? No.
I don't know. I ran out, actually.
Yeah,
we need to call Dan, and he's always good for some great wines, and just one of our best, very closest friends.
Oh, he is awesome.
Yeah.
So, Fantasy 4.
Yeah.
This is a pop question here. So if you had 3 other people to play golf with, could be anybody. It could be dead, could be alive.
Right.
Who would it be?
Well, for me, it would have to be golfers, because that to me makes most sense, and I'm really into some of the greats of the past, and I think Bobby Jones would be number 1 on my list. And then probably somebody. Even though I knew Arnold Palmer, I never got to play golf with him, and I have so much, so much recognition and just I really admired Arnold Palmer. That I would love to play golf with Arnold Palmer.
He was a member of Tradition too.
I'm a member at Tradition out in La Quinta, by the way, and Arnold Palmer really started that club and built it, and so he was around there a lot, and I got to know him a little bit, and and then it would have to be Jack Nicklaus.
Yep.
Because he's, if not the greatest golfer of all time, he's right up there with him, and my 4th choice, which would be Tiger Woods.
Yeah, that would be an awesome foursome. Fivesome. That'd be a fivesome, wouldn't it?
That's right. And one thing interesting with Arnold again is he started a foundation at the Tradition called the Arnold Palmer Scholarship Fund, and they provide scholarships, college scholarships for employees and their children up there. And I've been involved. I've been on the board now, and I do a little concert to raise money for the foundation almost every year out the Tradition. Just a cool little all-star jam with about 150 people, and we raise a lot of money. And so I'm into supporting the things that he started, which included this really important scholarship fund.
Yeah, you actually have a number of charities that you're involved with. What's the top of your list?
Well, I've been on the board of trustees at Pacific University up in Portland for about 15 years now, and people might ask, how the hell does this rock guitar player get on a college board? But my dad knew some people, and they wanted to get somebody from the Thayer family in Portland on the board, and he said, how about Tommy? And they thought, oh, that's a great idea, because I could bring profile and help them raise money also. So I've been on this board, and it's just been a fabulous experience. And I did an event up there called Legends for 10 years, and it started out as a big golf tournament, a celebrity golf tournament. And I'd bring in a lot of the PGA guys I knew and different people in the sports world and music world, and have this great party. And we raised a lot of money and had an amazing music jam.
Oh man,
the night before.
That sounds awesome.
Year. Yeah, so we did it for 10 years. So that was Pacific University. And my dad, not to get too much on a side thing, but he was a retired brigadier general in the Army. And so I've been involved with the Oregon Military Museum up in Portland, helping raise money to build this first-class military museum up there as well. So there's a few different things, but I like to help out where I can.
Yeah, well, that's awesome. So what's next on the trip? Where you heading? Are you guys staying into the country mostly, or?
No, this tour we're on it's international. We were just in Japan. We played Europe last summer. This year we're heading to South America in May. Probably Australia later in the year. We're going back to Europe this summer to do some big festivals over there again. We're going to South Africa.
Wow.
A lot of different places we actually haven't been before. So we're really covering the entire globe.
Who would you say, what country do you think you guys would be, KISS would be most popular outside the United States? I mean, if you were having to guess, I'm not going to hold you to this one.
Well, it's a tough question because KISS really resonates. KISS is big all over the world. And I'd say the crowds in South America, though, in Latin America, are really the most crazed. And they get the most
into it
and flamboyant and really just rock out harder than anybody. Even though everybody, no matter where you go, even Japan and these places, they love to rock. But South America is a very particularly special place in that regard, and they really go crazy down there.
And man, if they get fired up, I'm sure it just makes you want to play even more, huh?
It does, because that's
enjoyable.
That synergy between the audience and the band. That's a big part of what creates the energy, and the better the crowd is, we get better, and it's and vice versa. So that's really important, that whole relationship really between you and your audience.
So I've attended a couple of your concerts since the new setup and the pyro. You guys are like pyromaniacs here. It's fire everywhere, huh?
Yeah, KISS really invented the concert pyro experience, actually.
It's unbelievable.
In the 70s. These days, you watch the Super Bowl or the Grammys, and the guys had the confetti and the big flames coming. But KISS was really the first group or artist that really went out and did those things. So we're famous for our pyro show, and it's just definitely more over the top than ever now on this tour.
So Tommy has a guitar with the flames come flying out.
Yeah.
There's a little trigger on there or something.
Yeah, it's kind of like this one here. No, I'm just kidding. This is one of my, these are fun little mini guitars that people collect. But I have a guitar on stage. It's my rocket guitar, and it's all wired up, and it has these rocket launchers on the back of the headstock, and it literally blows shit out of the out of the rafters, and it's a great effect. And so I shoot these rockets in the middle of my guitar solo, and you have to check it out.
Yeah. Raleigh, we're coming to Raleigh September, right?
That's right.
Back in
Raleigh.
I actually have tickets for that concert.
Well, I can get you tickets.
I
know people. Yeah.
I know. Yeah. Well, then maybe next time. The next end of the tour.
End of the road, right?
End of the road. Sorry. We'll bleep that one out there. We're going to circle back to golf one more time.
Oh no, I love it.
Custom fitting. Have you ever got custom fit other than by your boy Dan?
Well, we're talking about Dan
and
Dutton.
I don't know if that's a custom fit, but
Dan Dutton, again, our great friend, is really a great ambassador to golf, and he's one of Callaway's real true ambassadors. He turns people on to Callaway, and especially out of tradition, and everywhere I've ever been, he's just done a great job at that. But yes, I've been to the Callaway fitting
test center, whatever.
Test center.
Yep.
Down in Carlsbad a couple times, and they always take good care of me. They make great wedges, obviously, as well.
Yeah, your boy
Anthony's made me some nice KISS custom wedges. I wish I had them here to show you. But
those are cool.
But Callaway's always really treated me so well, and I just have to give them props because they've been so generous with helping me, and Barry Lyda, who does the LPGA tour, and all the guys, great people, and Callaway is number one in my book.
So I don't know if it's true or not, but Dan texted me and said that you had taken the one of his drivers that I believe has the new Nemesis shaft in it.
Yes.
And we're gonna have to get a picture of that with you and a Nemesis before you leave. But how's it going? You liking it?
Yeah, I love the new shafts that you're doing. You always set me up. Yep. Victor has VA Composites now, and we're loving those shafts.
Yeah.
And we were having a discussion before, and I don't know if people out there know, but the shaft is so important in the golf club and in the driver. I think it's 75%, if not more, of what it's about as far as creating or building a great golf club. That's just my layman's impression, and you're more an expert. But I think that these shafts are so important, and what you guys are doing is really amazing. And I do have the VA shaft in my club, in my driver now. And
awesome.
It's something I love.
Well, we always say it's the player, it's the shaft, and the head, and it's like a perfect storm.
Yeah.
So they all have to come together, and
I think it is really important.
Hopefully it's coming together for you.
Absolutely.
I know it is.
And I'd say that anybody that is looking for a new shaft, they should check you guys out because.
There you go.
And I'm not just giving this, it's just not a shameless plug, but I definitely believe in what I'm saying, that your shafts, VA Composites.
I appreciate that.
Great stuff.
I appreciate the time coming on. I know you're getting ready to go into makeup. Do you do your own makeup?
Yeah, we do our own makeup. Everyone in KISS has always done their own makeup. Some people think we have makeup artists backstage, but we sit there every night for 2 hours and put our makeup on.
It takes 2 hours?
It can take up to 2 hours.
Wow.
And I can't imagine not doing it that way. We've done this well, KISS has done it for over 40 years now, and me being in the band over 18 years, I've been doing it that long, and thousands of times, and you actually get pretty good at it. But it's part of that transition of getting into the characters and that routine, if you will, of coming in and getting ready for the show, and I can't imagine not going through that process as the lead up to the show.
I'd asked this to you one other time before, but do people recognize you? I mean, I obviously recognize you with makeup.
Yeah.
But
well, sometimes a lot of rock fans do, but then again, sometimes people see me and I've got a certain look. And, and so in most cases, people are like, I know you're.
I know the hair.
What are you, in KISS or Aerosmith? What is it? But they know I'm somebody in one of these bands, and so they don't know exactly sometimes. But the makeup does. Kind of cover things, and so maybe the face is not quite as recognizable sometimes. In KISS, Gene Simmons is a little more recognized as more of a celebrity because he's had his TV shows and he's done a lot of media stuff. But people know we're KISS, or they know we're somebody that is one of those great bands that is out there. So,
well, you guys have had a great run. We enjoy watching, and
it's my pleasure, and I love doing what I do. I feel like very lucky and fortunate to be able to do what I do. Have that passion and that vocation that is something that I've always had in my heart and had a passion for, and I feel lucky to be able to do that.
When the tour finally ends, maybe 2 years, 4 years, 5 years from now. What are you thinking? Any thoughts on what you're going to do?
I'm going to have to retire and head out to tradition.
Play golf
5 days a week.
I like it.
I've never done that before.
You need to come out to Pinehurst and play a little golf.
And I'm going to come to Pinehurst and visit Victor. And we're going to have a good time. I'll probably play more golf as time goes on, when I have more of the opportunity, more time to do it.
Good for you.
Yeah.
Well, thanks, man. I appreciate it.
All right, my brother.
Yeah.
Good to see you.
Good to see you, too.
All right.
Thanks, buddy.
Thanks, you guys.
All right.